what's up everyone, and welcome to the RC Retro channel. In this episode, I'm taking the show on the road, and I'm on my way to pick up an RC car locally, and this is the first time I'm doing something like this because all my RC cars have been purchased online and have been shipped to me from all over the world. This RC I actually found on eBay about a day or two ago, and I noticed that the shipping was only like $8. And then when I scroll down to see where it's coming from, it's from 3 towns over from me. So I saw that the person who was selling it was also willing to negotiate the price with best offer. So I emailed them and was like, yo man, I only live like 3 towns over. Can I do local pickup? And can I offer you this amount of money? And they were like, sure. So they not only knocked off a considerable amount or accepted my offer, but I could pick it up the very next day. So here I am, on my way to go pick it up. Super excited. I hope this isn't like one of those set up scam things where they're gonna rob me. But the person actually was like, yo, we can meet at the police precinct, and they have like a drop off pickup area, I guess, for people who like sell stuff online, who want to go in person and exchange whatever it is that they're selling and the other person's buying. So I think that's a very, very smart thing right there, where you could do things like that at the local police precinct. So I don't think I'm gonna get robbed. All right, so the exchange went according to plan. I made it out of there alive with the RC car. No, it was totally fine. What RC car is it? I can't tell you just yet. You gotta wait for the big reveal when I get home. But I will tell you, I was very happy and I'm extremely pleased. It looks just as good in person as it does in the pictures online. So I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna slip into something a little bit more comfortable, and then for the big reveal. Keep watching. All right, you wanna look in the bag back there?
Yes.
All right, look in the bag, see what's in the bag.
What is this? What?
Can you see what it is?
I don't see it.
What do you mean you don't see it? You can't see what's in the bag?
Your RC card.
Another one?
Where did you get one? I want you to get something for me.
What do you want?
I want a toy.
You want? I can't, 'cause I spend all my money on RC cars.
You're rude.
Why? What else should I buy with my money?
Just my toys.
Just more toys? Okay. They're adult toys, all right? Enough said.
No.
All right, everybody, we are back out of my work clothes into some comfy clothes, and I have the RC that I just picked up right in front of me. Now, this is not an unboxing because, well, I don't have a box. It came in a bag, which you saw earlier. So I thought maybe it would be a little bit more exciting to, take something off of it, to unveil it, rather than just pulling it out of a bag. So first off, let me just say, I am not too familiar with this buggy or this line of buggies. What I do know is that it is legendary. From Kyosho, obviously, you know that from the title of my video. But again, being in this hobby and into some vintage RCs, things pop up on other channels. So Glenn from Tamiya Legends had one of these on his channel, and then Gavin over at RC Kicks got one, or a few of them now, on his channel. And like I said earlier in the video, I was just browsing online and came across somebody who was selling this a few towns over from me, so it was very convenient. It looked to be in pretty decent shape. It's gonna need a little work, but we'll go through that in a little bit. So I couldn't pass it up. So with that, I give you Kyosho Optima Mid, and like I said, it's just as good in person as it was in the photos. And when I picked it up, it wasn't the original owner. he shared with me that him and his friend were into RCs growing up, and as kids, his friend got this and ran it a few times and then basically put it away. And it never saw the light of day until recently when he gave it to his friend at a much later on in time. And his friend said, you know, I thought maybe I would, you know, make it a project car and restore it, but then he shared with me he didn't have any time, so he figured he would just sell it. And the thing that attracted me to this car the most, which is why, besides it being so close to me and easy to pick up and the person was willing to negotiate a price, was that the gold shocks on here don't have any scratches and they are in excellent condition, plus the tires and the wheels. I think the wheels will clean up very nicely, and you know, just a dip in the ultrasonic cleaner. And the tires, man, the tires have plenty of meat on them, as if they were barely even used. So as far as the diffs, you know, they seem okay, but you never know until you bench test it. And then even after you bench test it, you really have to put it down on the ground and see how it, under a load, see how it goes. But as of right now, you know, I'm keeping fingers crossed that there are really no issues with that. And it doesn't really matter because I'm going to take the whole thing apart and clean it and put it back together. But I would like to give it a spin at least one time before I restore it. So let's get the shell off. So this is what I found kind of interesting about the buggy, was that they chopped up the wires and put electrical wire nuts on here to keep the wires together. Rather than soldering and heat shrinking them, we have these. We have an Airtronics speed control and an Airtronics receiver. And as far as the motor, I think I see a label in there. It's a Kyosho, and it has that purple label around it. I'm gonna find one online and stick it in the corner. But I don't think it's a very powerful motor in there. It's definitely not the motor that came with this Optima Mid. And just so you know how unfamiliar I am with this buggy, I don't even know if this came with the motor or if it did. I'm not sure. But it's a learning process that I'm going to go through to learn about this buggy as I look to order parts for it and take it apart and put it back together and restore it. So I'm really looking forward to that. The belt cover on here is a tinted belt cover, and so is the one underneath here on the chassis. It looks like it's been glued down. I looked at the manual online, and I know they say to put double-sided stick tape to keep it down, and then also there's screws, but it appears like this person glued the top and the bottom belt covers. So I know these are hard to come by, so I'm gonna hopefully maybe be able to clean them up. Same thing with this FRP top chassis plate. Hopefully I can put something on there that'll dissolve the glue and get it off, but at the same time not hurt this plate up here. So also I noticed that the whole, this right over here, this whole front end right here is bent. Like the whole plate is bent, like down. I'll get a better shot of it and throw a picture of it up in the corner over here, but the front bumper is a little scuffed up. Not much of a big deal considering I'm going to run it and probably scuff it up some more, but I do know that they have 3D printed ones on Shapeway. And the steering arms over here and The axles all in here are all scuffed up. It looks as if whoever was building this used like needle nose pliers to hold the arms in place as you screwed the ball ends on, and you know, never took the time to wrap up the arms and basically just scratch the heck out of them. So maybe I can find some of those new, or at least in better condition than those. As far as the chassis, like I said, it's bent. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, or if it's bent, that means the whole front end is sitting on a bent chassis. But the chassis is in pretty decent condition. It has a couple scratches. Maybe I could polish it, buff it. Who knows? We'll figure that out. As for the rear wing, it's cracked, but like I said, I'm only going to run this maybe once or twice before I restore it. So, and the body over here, also the nose is cracking going across here where it sits on the post, and some of the paint's in pretty decent condition. The stickers are on there, and you know, I started doing a little research on this already, and I noticed that a couple people online were talking about the way the reproduction stickers fit on the Optima Mid. And I noticed this person, these are original stickers on here, I noticed this person just cut them rather than having them bend around and fold them over and stick them. So they just cut them over here and over here. And I noticed some people online with the reproduction ones did the same as well. And then I came across this website that someone suggested to me called Marwin RC, and apparently they do just like TBG and MCI, reproduction bodies and stickers, and they sell it together in a combo pack. So I'm thinking about ordering some of those. And again, I'm not too familiar with it, so I'll probably throw a post out there on one of the Facebook groups that's dedicated to Optimas and ask anybody if they used Marwin RC. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, let me know if you like the quality. Some people said that it's great, but I just want to hear a couple more opinions. Marwin RC, the body is comparable to TBG or Penguin. Are the stickers comparable to MCI? Let me know before I order. I greatly appreciate that. And also, interestingly enough, Marwin RC also makes reproduction tires for the Optima. I don't know what that process is all about, but apparently they make new tires for this, so that's great. So if I do run this, it's going to be in the dirt, so it really won't chew up the tire so much, as opposed to running it with spike tires on concrete, which will wear these away quickly. But I'm going to run it in the dirt, so it's not going to make much of a difference. But it's always good to know that there are reproduction tires out there for this. So I wonder if, because they're starting to have that fade to them, I wonder if I can do the peroxide bath like I did for my RC10 to get the white pieces even whiter. I wonder if I can do that with these wheels. I do have a bag of parts here. I think part of the original mechanical speed control is in here, or a majority of it. But again, that's something that I'm going to have to look at in the directions and see if I get parts for it if I don't have everything here. Let's see, what do I have here? So here's the other Airtronic servo, and here is the mechanical speed control. So and the resistor, and I think the resistor cover is in here somewhere. Yep, there's that. So again, I have to go through all of this and see what I have. I know there's a bunch of little bits and pieces to this and screws and stuff that I'm not sure if there are, but I don't know if I would restore it with the original mechanical speed control or just put in a old vintage ESC. So we will see. We will see. All right. Very cool. So keep an eye out for this in some of my future videos, and thank you for your support. And if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you all in my next video. Thank you. Hey, like my video? Then give it a thumbs up. And if you're into RC, please consider subscribing to my channel to check out some of my other vintage RC content.